Live from ETM Studios, it's Southeastern Sports Network Super Bowl Pick Show. And now, get ready to welcome your hosts. You know them, you love them. Here they come, Scotty and Thomas.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to our Super Bowl Pick Show. How you doing tonight, Scotty?
Pretty good, Thomas. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, thank you. So we got an interesting Super Bowl 60 between the Seahawks and the Patriots, a rematch from 11 years ago. And 11 years ago, really interesting ball game. They came down to a goal line stand when Seattle decided on the 1 yard line to throw a slant pass instead of running Marshawn Lynch into the end zone to win that game. So I'm curious to see if the Seahawks have learned anything from 11 years ago. What do you think, Scotty?
I'm interested to see how this game's going to turn out. Like you said, it's a rematch. Both teams are coming into this game 14-3. They're both coming in as the juggernauts of their conferences. For New England, this is their attempt for a 7th Super Bowl. This is the first attempt for a Super Bowl since the Belichick-Brady era, so that's really interesting to look forward to. And the Seahawks, they're going for their 2nd Super Bowl, so it's going to be a little interesting history-filled Super Bowl.
What's interesting is you've got, everybody wants to say about coaching hires and stuff like that. And with the Patriots, it just shows that if you hired the right coach, you will go places extremely fast, just like Mike Vrabel's turned that team around immediately. It is unreal how good they've become, and Drake May is really a very good quarterback who is underrated. I think people are giving him a lot of flack.
He is, but it'll also be interesting to see, can his shoulder hold up in the game? I know there's been talk of he's having a little bit of a shoulder problem coming into it, so it'll be interesting to see if he can hold up.
Yeah, that is interesting because I've been reading that too, where he's had he's got some shoulder problems. That's going to be interesting because the Patriots are going to have to score in this game. Seattle's got a really good offense and their offensive system. So the Patriots are going to have to put up some points. This ain't, they can't score 7 points and it's over.
And something too, on the opposite side of the ball, you've got a young quarterback with New England, but let's look at the other side. Sam Darnold, what a rebound. What a rebound for his career. Can he finally win one?
Exactly. He's been getting better and better, and then he's under an offensive system with Clint Kubiak, and Clint Kubiak is a really good offensive-minded coach. So I'm gonna be interested to see, what does he have for Vrabel, because that the Patriots defense is going to throw a couple of kinks in there to see if they can trap up Seattle.
I guarantee you it's going to be a better performance from both quarterbacks than at the halftime show.
Halftime show, I mean, that's got a chance to be a decent show. I'll give it a chance, but, I mean.
And something, too.
Interesting to see it.
When can you remember the last time the Seahawks have gone into a Super Bowl as 4.5-point favorites?
Yeah, I could see that. Now, I don't remember what they went last time when they were against the not the Patriots, but they were against Denver and Peyton Manning, a Tennessee Volunteers alum, and they went into that game and absolutely destroyed the Peyton Manning's Denver Broncos team. It was 43-8 up in New York.
Russell Wilson was the quarterback back then.
And that was a good old fashioned butt whooping right there by Seattle. I don't know if we're going to see that, but I mean, it could. I mean, depending on Drake May and that injury, that's a big red flag for me.
Well, it kind of makes you wonder, is the Tennessee Titans kicking themselves for letting their head coach go, seeing how he's doing with New England now? That's the Titans have had a couple of down years, so it's kind of interesting to see if they're regretting that decision.
Sometimes though you've got to have a second chance and move on from
Yep.
the first team. That's like Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells, Nick Saban, all these other coaches that are, they coach their first time and then they go into it their second, their third time, and they've learned what to do and the regrets they had and how to improve
Mhm.
on their coaching. That's where you really get into it. That's Kyle Shanahan, first time head coach in San Francisco, and he still hasn't won a Super Bowl. Andy Reid was the coach for the Eagles, and then all of a sudden he went over to Kansas City, and they've started that dynasty. So second chances, people, coaches do need second chances and second teams.
They do. They do. Change of scenery.
Exactly. Change
Well,
of
it'll
scenery and fresh ideas.
be very interesting to see how this game comes down to.
So what I'm curious to see, Scotty, is I'm curious to see what the experts think about the spread and who they're going to pick for the Super Bowl.
I'm interested in that too. I think that's going to be a interesting sight to see, just to see how our picks line up with what the pros are saying.
Exactly, because I'm interested. I'm interested to share my pick. I'm still going back and forth.
Well, I've already got my pick locked in.
I'm still going back and forth on it.
What about our third member? Who is our? What does our third member think?
And let's bring in Bob. Bob, what's your opinion?
You ask me if I've got an opinion?
Yeah, yeah. There you are. We were asking.
I'll tell you what, my opinion right now, uh, one of the two teams is going to come out and win.
I agree with that.
And if you look at the history, uh, as much as I don't want New England to win, I mean, they've got they've got the history behind them. They've got the experience at the highest height of the Super Bowl of games, in their favor. But overall, team wise, man, I think Seattle's got a great chance.
So are you going? Are you officially going with Seattle?
I agree with you.
I am. I'm definitely going with Seattle.
So we got Bob going for
I agree
Seattle.
with you up until that point. I
Well,
think the young kid is going to prove himself in the game, and I think New England's going to take it.
So we got one for Seattle, one for the Patriots.
yeah, I feel that it's time for a different. It's time for a different team to come out as top dog in this thing, and I think that Seattle has more than proven this season that they are top competitor. I think the main advantage that New England has is the fact that they have been in that game so many times at that same spot, and that can definitely go to their advantage.
I think so.
I can agree.
Thomas, what do you think?
I give me Seattle to win by 10+ points.
Do you know that the spread overall is 4.5 plus for New England? That's really not that
I
huge of a spread.
It's not, and I'm pretty shocked and surprised by that because New England came off of a close 10-7 victory against the Broncos, but the Seahawks really put together a pretty good victory versus McVay's Rams and Stafford. So I'm kind of a little bit surprised it's such a close point spread. I kind of figured it'd be a little bit
I think
larger at this point.
I think
Hmm.
Vegas is kind of giving the Patriots a little bit too much credit for some of their wins. They're giving them a little bit too much credit.
And
I would agree with that.
I, I'm sure Thomas probably agrees with it.
Seattle is too much. Seattle's too good of a team all around in every phase of the game. And I'm not sold on. I mean, the Patriots are good. They won against very good defenses, but I'm still not sold on the Patriots' schedule. I'm not quite 100% sold on them.
If anything pulls them through, it's going to be because they know how to play in the biggest of the big games.
I can see that.
I mean, they've got the coaching that's been there, and
I
they
think
have
so.
that experience of coaches that have been there, won there, been there, won there, been there, won there. And I
I
think
can.
that's where it would come down to that, you might have a victory from them is because you've got very experienced coaches in the big hype, big crowd, big everything of the Super Bowl.
Now, Thomas, you were talking earlier about what the experts are picking and what the experts think. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at what these experts are saying?
Yeah, very, very interesting. As you can see, there's only one of them that's going for the Patriots. Everybody else is taking Seattle and the 4.5 points. So that's what I was alluding to a little while ago. That this game may not even be close, or everybody could be wrong, and the Patriots come out and do what they usually do. They're clutch and they usually win.
I'm kind of thinking that's what's going to happen again. I think the Patriots are going to pull it off, and they're going to show the world that they can win a Super Bowl without Brady and Belichick.
Well, I can see that, but like I said a second ago, I've got the feeling Seattle's good in all three phases of the game, and you usually got to be good in two of them, two out of the three. But they can run. Their quarterback can really sling it around, and their defense is really good.
That's true.
And if Drake May, if his shoulder's fine, then if his shoulder's fine and okay, and the Patriots can run the ball a little bit, then we are going to have a pretty good Super Bowl game. But if Drake May's shoulder is not 100%, then it's going to be another situation like it was a couple of weeks ago.
I agree with you 110% on
The
that.
10-7 game that they won against the ten
Denver.
seven game they won against Denver 2 weeks ago, that's not going to cut it this week.
No, because Seattle beat a pretty good Los Angeles Rams team with McVay, who's got a pretty good offense and a really good quarterback in Matthew Stafford. As much as I hate to admit, a Georgia Bulldog is a good quarterback. So that's 10 points ain't gonna cut it, I'm afraid.
Correct. And Stafford is a very good quarterback. He just won, as of the last couple of days, the NFL MVP for the 2025 season. Another Georgia player with an MVP trophy.
I will give you that. Matthew Stafford is a very good quarterback.
Better than Peyton Manning is.
Originally from University of Michigan.
Yes. I didn't know that.
That's interesting.
Absolutely.
I thought cheaters come from University of Michigan.
Oh,
Um,
no.
Scotty, I want to point out something on our program. I want to point out, and hopefully we can do this. I want to point out about our new linktree.com
Yes.
account, where you can go on and you can snap a photo of our barcode up at the top of your screen or at the bottom of the ticker, you've got the Linktree account. And when you go there, you can find all of us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all of our social media accounts all together in one page. That is really fantastic, if you ask me.
I think it is. I think it's a big step forward, and it makes it a lot easier to find us.
Just one click and swoop, we're all right there.
And let's make sure when you go on the YouTube channel to hit that that subscribe button and the little bell on the side so you make sure you can get our notifications for when we're doing our live shows and any disc golf shows or other shows that may come to the network.
And I do want to point out, as next week, if you'll join us again next week for the Daytona 500 NASCAR preview on Sunday special coming up.
And then I know also we've got our WWE show coming up in a week or two?
No, the WrestleMania is going to be around the middle of April.
Well, you got WrestleMania in the middle of April.
That's going to take a little bit of time.
And you've also, the first couple of weeks of March, Baseball Now returns back to Southeastern Sports Network with a bunch of new features for this year's show on the network. That'll be doing our preseason spring training show.
And you can also view the league, the Fantasy Baseball League, on the Baseball Now TV, on the Baseball Now show. You can go click the link and be able to follow us in real time on our league and see, can Scotty, win that first championship, or will yours truly be a 4-time fantasy baseball champion?
That is correct. And we'll be working on getting the link up there and ready for the season.
Very excited here on the Southeastern Sports Network to see what's coming along.
It is. But Thomas, thank you for having me on the show tonight.
I appreciate it. And thank you to Bob as well for coming on the program.
Right. Big thank you for Bob.
Been a pleasure. Folks, we'll see you all on the next episode of Southeastern Sports Network. Again, make sure you check out that link tree for the greatest updates of everything going on in the Southeastern Sports Network. Until next time, this is Bob and Scotty and Thomas. We're signing off and telling you, have a great weekend. Go Seattle.